for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
But anyway, you can jump it. Make sure you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, by the way. We're pushing 80,000 subs right now, and we're doing it. Chase, what up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today? Filling in for KG.
Yes. Absolutely. RM Dole, nice microphones. Stupid. All right. Tim, I can't believe Neil just said that. I can't believe either. Ryan, RIP Commanders fans.
I can't do it, Neil.
I know you can't.
I can't. I don't know if we have sound yet, but I can still say I can't do it.
I know you can't.
We'll have that conversation. I refuse to be a Viking fan. I'm not going to be a Viking fan. I'm just not going to be a Viking fan. That's my sentiment. I'm not going to be a Viking fan. And I'll save this rant for when the audio works.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil, let me get it out of the way right now. I get it. If you choose to do it, if he chooses to do it, so be it.
You're going to get blamed for this, by the way.
So be it, okay? But I can't. Viking fans, we took your soul. We did. We literally took your soul. On national television, the biggest game of the regular season, we took your soul. You disappeared literally for what, 8 days? 8 days? 7 days? Whatever the case it was. And then magically you all came back at our demise. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. You can chirp. You just can't chirp at us, right? And that's the way I want to go all in on Washington. And if you choose to, and I have a feeling you are, so be it. So be it. I can't do it. You ruined our hopes and dreams at our house. So I have to sit this one out. I have to shut up. I really do. I don't want to, but right now I can't chirp at Washington. I can't. But if you can, if you want.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Chase, are you doing audio today? Because KG's celebrating being the new defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. That's what the people are saying. Congrats to KG.
That's awesome, KG.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay, gotcha. Chief supremacy. How about those Chiefs? We're going to have that discussion. This is going to be a hard truth Monday. It is, Sean. And I guess because there's a whole bunch of different ways I want to go. This could be a 4-topic show for the entire 2 hours, and we could probably do 2 more on it, and it would be fine. But there are some questions. Black Lion. Here's my first question. No, here's going to be my first question. Black Lion, I see the chat, but I want to do this a certain way because I want to weave in our relevancy here locally. How did you feel yesterday, Sean? How did football make you feel yesterday? Because I'll tell you my arc after you share your story. How was your Sunday?
Two
Championship Sunday.
2 distinct different feelings, okay? The first feeling, and I'm not going to lie, you asked, I'm going to shoot straight. How the bleep did we lose to that team? No disrespect.
How about before the game? Just the lead up.
I wasn't that bad.
You woke up, you probably thought, hey, I want some brisket. I'm Sean Belizean. I want some smoked meat.
No, I had these Coney dog brats. Dude.
Sounds pretty good.
Seriously?
Okay.
Ronaldo comes out with... See, now I'm in my happy place. Now, they Coney dog brats. They were pretty good. Shout out Ronaldo's. Ronaldo's, why don't you come aboard? But You know what? I was better than I thought. But as I watched that game, and again, Washington fans, please, I can't talk disrespect to you. I'm fully aware of what you did to my team. But I couldn't help but sit back and go, how the hell did we lose to these guys? And so as the mid-afternoon went on, I felt worse and worse. But I'm sorry. And I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not happy with this. I was one of the very few human beings at this network, going back to last August, that said over and over and took a lot of crap from some people here, and I know a lot of you, the NFL is desirous of this outcome. I'm convinced of it. And the Kansas City Chiefs, you don't know it yet, but they've already won 3 Super Bowls in a row, and in the process became the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. I was convinced of it then. I'm convinced of it now. Who knows? Maybe Philly surprises in 13 days, but to me, it was, I knew this was going to happen by the end of the day. During the day, I was miserable. I'm miserable. Absolutely miserable. I'm not going to lie. How the bleep did we lose to that team was my sentiment. And that sucks.
Spenny, how about you, man? What was your Sunday like as a Lions fan? I'm talking like the time you wake up. You probably woke up, you're like, man, I need some Motrin.
Yeah.
We got into it last night.
No,
and then
see,
what?
I get into it on Friday.
Hey, Tiny Tina.
So Saturday,
it's time to go.
Saturday, I didn't do much. I just chilled, but I got to catch up on sleep, which is good. I actually got to sleep in. Woke up, I was watching the game, and I got really depressed. I was like, I got to go to the bar. Like, I got to get drunk. It was bad. I was literally watching that game, and I was like, dude,
so a
this
regular
sucks.
Sunday for you so far.
Pretty much. And then I just went home, like, had a couple sad beers at the bar, and then went home and had a sad dinner and watched a shitty TV show, and then went to sleep.
All right. Chase, you're a little more nuanced than most, so with all due respect, like,
Appreciate it.
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't need to know. Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot like that.
Chase GBT.
Chase
Oh, you talking about what I did yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I had a rare day off, so I kind of tapped into the watch party for like.
Okay.
I didn't feel like coming here. I was pretty, like I said it on the morning show. I went into the depression stage of the stages of grief, just thinking about what could have been. I couldn't watch the game. I'd like check the score. I'd check the game cast, but I couldn't physically see those two teams on the field. I just couldn't handle it yesterday. I watched the afternoon or the AFC game, but I couldn't watch the first game.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, Mike G. Spenny makes mini silver dollar pancakes for Tiny Tina.
That pissed me off so much when I worked at a Coney, and those stupid fat little kids would come in and be like, we want silver dollar pancakes. Fuck you. Do you know how annoying those things are to make, man? Oh, man. That was the worst. Just eat a regular pancake. Cut it up. Like, I'm not taking up half of my fucking grill because you want bite-sized pancakes, you little shits.
This is why I show up every day, right there, for that. Just for that little bit. I know you do. For me, I woke up and I was okay in the morning because I do love Championship Sunday. I do. You do.
I do.
It's our favorite day of the NFL calendar, no doubt. With that being said, I was cool in the morning. About noon, when the pregame show came on, I turned on the pregame show. I was like, all right, I'm going to get through this head on. I'm just gonna go in and deal with it. It was kind of like drinking away a hangover.
Yeah.
You got to get back on the horse. So I figured I was just going to get back on the horse. So I do, and I turn it on, and then I start seeing the highlights. And then I was like, damn. Like, I had that Florida Evans moment. I was one stop short of smashing the glass bowl onto the ground. And then, it set in, the reality set in. I was upset when I saw the shots of the crowd and everything like that. And then it was okay. Like I got through it and it was okay. And then we did the watch party here. And shout out to you. We didn't know how this thing would go, and 15,000 people watched.
That's awesome. Oh, what a beautiful thing, man. What a beautiful thing.
Now, with that being said, the watch party yesterday, the game itself, the Commanders' turnover luck ran out. And there's a team it normalized somewhat to me. Their turnover luck ran out. Baker Mayfield fumbling on the last possession, which allowed them to get the field goal to win the game. What we did, us turning it over, it ran out. And then they turned it over 4 times. And like I wasn't here's what I came away with, Sean, based on yesterday's game. The Eagles had Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. We didn't have Aiden Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil. That was my walk away from it. And yes, like we can talk about the turnover thing, more on that later, because I'm going to ask you to treat some people the exact same way you treat others later on. With that being said, that was my biggest takeaway. The Eagles made every tackle. What Jaden Daniels had, and I want to make sure I get it right, because Commanders fans, it was weird. I didn't hear from them. It was weird. Like tens of thousands of them like stopped their day last Monday, and maybe 4 stopped their day today. It was really weird like that. It took Jaden Daniels 48 passes to have 255 yards. They made every tackle. They put pressure on him. They turned him away. Like it was, Sean, that was the thing that I took away yesterday. They had Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. We didn't have Aleem McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson. That was my takeaway. Sorry if I'm oversimplifying.
No, and you know what, Neil? I'll take it a step further because I can't tell you how many times we had this conversation during the course of the year, okay? Neil, tell me if this sounds familiar. Do I want the number 1 seed? Of course I do. Do I want the NFC North? Of course I do. It doesn't matter. I know we're new money. We don't want to admit it, but we're new money, okay? It doesn't matter. The Kansas City Chiefs have proven it over the course of time. Oh, no, we lost to Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders. Oh, no, we keep winning all these close games. It doesn't matter. It matters this time of year. Philadelphia for all the hand-wringing, and they're done. And remember how the season fell apart last year, and the guys hate Sirianni, and ha-ha, look what happened to them on Christmas Eve. It mattered not. It doesn't. I don't want to have these conversations next year. I really, honest to God, I don't. I don't want people to lose their mind. Oh, no, in week 7 we lost to, I'll never say the Vikings. We lost to the Packers. Oh, no, the sky is falling. It doesn't matter. It's not the sprint. It's the marathon, and we have to get that through our skulls. We do. We, as a fan base, we need to get that through our skulls.
And more on that later, too. In the Super Chat, if you want to jump the line, by the way, jump into the Super Chat like Dante151. My Sunday yesterday consisted of working out, playing video games. I did tune into the watch party, eat dinner, play more video games, watch the last 2 minutes of the Bills and Chiefs game. I will say this. Stick, by the way. Neil, did DC Radio ask you to come back on this week? Oddly enough, Stick, they did not. I did not hear from them. That's wild. The bottom line is, they gave up 50-plus points and were turnover factories. That's what the Commanders were. And does it hurt that we lost to that team? Yeah, but we lost to ourselves. We did it to ourselves.
100%
we did it to ourselves.
That is both things can be true. I'm not joking. My overwhelming, the entire game, I kept watching them going, how do we lose to them at home at Ford Field? And again, if you're a Commander fan, props. I can't talk crap to you. I can't, all right? But what I can say is probably the same thing you're saying right now is, what the hell was that? That wasn't the Washington Commander team that earned their way to the NFC Championship. That was a debacle. That like Neil, that's an all-time stinker. That really, I mean, when
they were brutal. They were brutal.
A 55 spot? Like
2 carries, 2 touchdowns for Saquon.
Really? Are you the first gosh damn play from scrimmage? 60 yards.
Well, you know what else it is, Sean? Big bad Dan Quinn, right? Big bad Dan Quinn. Nice field goal on 4th and 3 on the road. Saquon gets 1 touch, boom, you're losing, and the Eagles are getting the ball to start the second half. It was literally over at that moment.
Yeah,
it was over at that moment.
It's amazing. But no, Neil, this is one of those things where you sit back and now again, it would be one thing if we thought that the Lions were at the tail end of the journey. I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form. I don't. And I know we're going to talk about it. And there's nothing I can say that can convince you of that. And that's fine, too. But man, oh, man, I keep going back to what Dan said a year and 1 day ago. It just isn't that easy. Ask Josh Allen. Ask Lamar Jackson. Ask the Detroit Lions. For all the success of the last 2 years, look where we're at. We're still hoping to punch that ticket. It's just not that easy.
Okay.
And what you do in the regular season doesn't mean diddly-poo. Trademark Coach Mora. Doesn't mean diddly-poo.
Detroit sports tea. That's how it goes when golf reverts. All right, you know what? Fuck it. When we come back, I'm asking the question. So everybody get ready. It's Hard Truth Monday. And I already had this discussion with Flannel, and we're going to have it here too. And you guys are in the chat, so I'm going to ask you to keep it 100 when we come back. Where are we going, Spenny? Sabbath Coffee?
Sabbath Coffee.
All right.
Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Delicious, locally roasted specialty coffee. Dropped off right at your doorstep. All you got to do is go to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The rule here for Woodward merch, the best lineup of Detroit sports wearables. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. All new Detroit shirt designs. You know what? Get geared up for the Pistons, too. All right, we got a line of Detroit basketball stuff as well. Shop.woodwardsports.com. The best in Detroit sports wearables. All right, keeping it pushing. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for DMAC. We have Chase in for KG. Spencer Raxter in the building as well. Now, I'll say this, Sean. For as odd and as awkward as we probably all felt during that early afternoon game, once the third quarter was about 3 minutes in, I kind of made my peace with the NFC game. And why would you not? That was a decided issue. And then, oddly enough, I started to get excited again for the AFC Championship game because I do love Championship Sunday. Everything felt normal again, Sean.
It was anticlimactic. That's why. I mean, you guys, I can't tell you how many times I said it on this network, and I'm going to say it again. A lot of people crapped on me for it. That we are watching something special. Are they the benefactors of calls? Absolutely. Okay? But we are watching something special, and I don't even think we are. I mean, this is the NFL desirous of going all NBA and putting Jerry West, a.k.a. Patrick Mahomes' face behind their logo? Absolutely. As well they should. This is, you guys, this is something special. Whether you like it or not is inconsequential. What this team has done in this era. And Neil, I'm not even talking the last couple of years building up to being the first 3-in-a-row Super Bowl champion. This whole era is absurd. This is something special. And I hate the guy, like the guy, again, inconsequential. Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to use your boy Flannel's line, is one of one. He is. He's one of one. Let's all move on with our day. There is Patrick Mahomes, and there is everybody else, and we all have to come to grips with it.
In the chat, Black Lion, not watching the Super Bowl, seen this one before, meh. They played one of the greatest Super Bowls that's ever been played. These two teams. That. I'm not dealing with dumb shit like that. That's stupid. That's a stupid take right there. Sorry, Sean. It is. It was one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. Then Brian Ruth. Will the league stop carrying KC after they give them this three-peat? Guys, Patrick Mahomes is a better Michael Jordan. A better Michael Jordan. You know what Patrick Mahomes' worst season is? His worst season, he's been in the league 7 years. You know what his worst season outcome is? Losing the conference championship game in overtime. That's the worst thing that's ever happened to him in the league. They won 17 straight one-score games. You don't do something 17 times in a row because it's luck or because it's rigged or because it's fixed. And I don't understand the pushback. And you look at people and they wax poetic about Michael Jordan. Patrick Mahomes is literally a better Michael Jordan right now. Tell me how he's not. Somebody tell me how he's not. He doesn't get beat. Like the Super Bowl. Can you imagine if the Lions went to the Super Bowl and then Penei Sewell was hurt and Taylor Decker was hurt and couldn't play? Because that's what happened to Patrick Mahomes in his Super Bowl he lost.
His life was miserable that game. And it goes back to, Neil, I'm sorry, the NFL is not as complicated as people make it out to be today.
No, it is not.
The NFL is, what can your quarterback do to you, and what can you do to disrupt the opposition's quarterback? And that's exactly what Tampa did. With those two huge pieces out, the guy was running for his life. There's no rhythm. There's no timing. It was absolutely absurd. But to me, in a nutshell, again, Neil, that's the National Football League today, whether we like it or not. I mean, now there are varying shades in there. You can't take away a Saquon Barkley. You can't take away a Jahmyr Gibbs. They're a part of that. But ultimately, what can you do to disrupt the opposition's quarterback, and what can your quarterback do to disrupt you? That's the National Football League today, man. And Patrick Mahomes is the poster child. The guy's been unbelievable. Like him or not, I don't care. My buddies, we were in a text group yesterday and, kind of having the same conversations that we're having. And these guys are just going off on how much they hate Patrick Mahomes. I was like,
I don't get it.
Well, that's cool. You can hate him if you want, but at the same time, you better give the tip of the cap. Because we are watching, Neil, something Jordan-esque. We're watching something Jordan-esque.
Better than Jordan. Better than Jordan,
It's
Sean.
insane. And here's the thing. He's got so much time left.
Yeah.
He really does.
He's 7 years in.
Gosh, it's insane.
Spenny, why? For real, why?
Why what?
That.
What? Did I side?
Yeah.
Because he's got 7 years left. Fucking fuck him. I'm sick. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Patrick Mahomes.
You're tired of how
good.
great he is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, then we're
He's
cool.
so good. It's stupid. And his stupid wife.
I have no problem
and
with
his
that.
stupid brother. And I was getting physically ill last night. Like, I gotta watch this.
I have no problem with what you just said. It's the dicks that don't want to give him his flowers. That's when I have to go like this and go, okay, we have to head in a different direction.
So like Ja'Cory Cook in the chat who says it's rigged. Kansas City, quote, didn't blow up until Taylor Swift showed up.
Didn't they have 2 Super Bowls before that?
Yeah.
it's part of the script. It is. It's part of it.
So the script was for him to get 2 Super Bowls, then drop Taylor Swift in.
You add all of it together. And this is a great story for the league. It is. Now, listen. All jokes aside, do I believe that there are forces that are leaning it toward? No, I don't. I don't believe that. But this is what happens with good teams. This is what happens with good stories, and they've been the benefactor of calls. And oh, by the way, they have one of one. And I think that's a great line from Sam at a time when people didn't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that he is special. Now, if you take Spenny's approach, that's cool. I got no issue with you. Yes, he's great. I'm sick of it. I hope he goes away forever. How could I?
Can we put him in baseball? Can we send him to baseball?
He was drafted by the Tigers.
He was.
Maybe, just maybe, we can do some gambling thing.
We got to find something.
Yeah, we can.
Do we still have his rights?
I think so.
Can he play third?
That'd be nice.
We can't afford him.
No.
Yeah, that is. We don't want to block anyone.
We can't afford him.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Or don't do it. We're talking football right now. DJ, dude just makes plays when he matters. He's a baller. Stop the hate. That's stupid. That's where I am with it.
He's a dog.
He is Michael Jordan, except better, Spenny. You comfortable with that?
No,
Why?
because
Because it's true?
yeah.
Okay. That's it. Fair. Spenny, that's why I vibe with you.
seen Spenny's dumb face, too. He looked miserable.
I am miserable.
No.
I got a fucking one of these 2 pieces of shit teams has to win the Super Bowl. I hate both of them. I used to be fine with Mahomes. Now I hate him. I just hate. He cries. He's so good. He gets all the calls too. Oh God, it's pure hate. Pure hate. Hate. Like, I hope this game end in a tie.
No.
All right.
Big Con 51. Mahomes is good, but he needs to win one without Andy, in my opinion, to pass Brady. Stop. Big Con, you're a valuable member of the community here. You are. And I vibe with you. You're being extra right now. That's irrational. He is better at his sport than Michael Jordan was at his. Guys, sorry. I'm sorry. I know, and you. I can see everyone in the room right now, you're fighting the emotion because the pre-trained emotion is to be like, Neil, that's absurd. That's ridiculous. The man's worst season is losing in overtime in the conference championship.
Do you hear me arguing with you? I'm sorry.
You want to, though. I know you want to.
No, I don't.
Your emotion makes you want to.
No, I don't because, hey, Neil, honestly, I'm going to say it again. You know, maybe I have some PTSD. I was saying a lot of these things last summer, and I said it a couple months ago. We had a viral clip in here where KG called me out because I said, guys, Kansas City's going to win the Super Bowl. Sorry, do you remember the question? I forget what the viral snippet was. Do you think the Lions can win the Super Bowl? And I said, no, because Kansas City is. I think if you begin that way, now what's going to be interesting is when you go and do something that nobody else has done. Win 3 Super Bowls in a row. You know as well as I do, you're going to see all the commercials. Bart Starr couldn't do it. Terry Bradshaw couldn't do it twice. Joe Montana couldn't do it. Troy Aikman couldn't do it. Tom Brady couldn't do it. The question is, will the hangover come next year? And that's where my hope therein lies with the Lions. When you did something that nobody else has done before, that's when you wonder, okay, is this when the hangover hits? Because the hangover hasn't hit at this point in time, man. As you said, if we're sitting here talking about their worst moment is losing in overtime in the AFC Championship, we're all screwed. We're all screwed, okay? So maybe, Neil, with that being said, maybe we run into that scenario that cost them in the Super Bowl against Tampa. Maybe the injury bug hits them. Maybe the Lions stay healthy. Maybe we have the defensive line that can go make Patrick Mahomes' life miserable. Maybe the hunger isn't there as much when they went and did something that nobody else has done. But whether we like it or not, Kansas City dictates the terms on the entire league. That's the way it is. This is Kansas City's league right now, guys. Whether you like it or not, I don't give a crap. This is their league, Neil. Big Con 51. 7 rings doesn't mean ish anymore. Let's check back in Mahomes when he's 20 plus years into the game. Let's check back in. Come on, guys. What are we talking about here? Skydog722. Neil, you're reminding me of the hockey player on Leverage when he wanted somebody to fight him. No, I'm trying to make the point to where I don't want anybody to fight because you can't fight. Because if you look at it rationally, you know you can't fight that. You want to, your emotions make you want to, but in the end, you know you can't. Spencer Raxter's a poster. He's got the 1,000-yard stare on his face right now, as a matter of fact. He hates it.
I do hate it.
He hates it. All right.
I do hate it.
Yes. So, all right. Now, the next uncomfortable discussion we have to have. When we come back, I'm going to ask you to start treating somebody the way you treat somebody else of a very, very similar build. We're going to have that uncomfortable discussion. And everybody in here right now, and a lot of you, I see you. You're not going to like this, but I don't care because we're talking it through. Planet Fitness, everybody. We're live at the Planet Fitness studio. I was there no more than an hour and a half ago getting it in. 5K weekday, everyone. I can do it because there's tons of cardio equipment, tons of treadmills. If you're more elliptical, they have those. They have those dastardly stair mills.
Whew. No thanks.
Absolutely. But guess what? If you're not about the cardio, say you're spending, you want to push some weights around, Tons of weight equipment as well. 30-minute circuits if you're pressed for time. Stretch zones. Hydro massage chairs, and all of it's available to you for just $24.99 a month with the Planet Fitness Black Card membership. Think about it, guys. You get access to over 2,600 Planet Fitnesses in the world. There's over 50 in Metro Detroit alone. I've been a member for 3 years. I'll never be a member at a different gym because I'm not going to pay $90 a month to lift weights that weigh the same as they do at Planet Fitness. If you want to, fine. Go ahead. The rest of us in the real world will be over here at Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com, join there, pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Join there. It's Planet Fitness. Don't pay more to lift the same weights.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Tequila is the official tequila of the Detroit Lions. You see they got the Lions themed bottles right there. You can get them in stores near you now. If they don't have them, just tell them to order them and they'll get them really fast. 1800 Tequila, the smoothest tasted tequila. And as always, please drink responsibly.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Chase in 4KG, Spencer Raxter, also all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. If you want to skip the line, go ahead, use that super chat option. I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll read your text. Sam Flannel, Neil and I agree on almost nothing. However, I appreciate his Patrick Mahomes take. He's a better Michael Jordan. He's a better Michael Jordan. And that melts people's minds to think about it, but it is the case. All right, moving on. Lems 31M. Can we treat Kucherov the way we treat the Vikings?
Fuck Kucherov.
Unless he comes here.
I'll double and triple that. No, 100%. Nope. But this goes back to like what we were talking about last week. I'd take him in a heartbeat. Same Brady Kachuk.
God, I love the man.
Let me go to war with Brady Kachuk. Are you kidding me? I want that guy on my side.
Shad 216. Here, the Chiefs aren't even a good team this year. They get bailed out by the refs. 17 straight one-score game victories because they're quote. You remember that time? Something happened 17 times in a row and it was luck every single time. Remember that? I don't. Like, that's ignorant. I'm sorry, man. And Shad, you've been here a long time. That's an ignorant statement. And I can't allow it. I can't allow it,
Neil,
without it being called out.
I'm going to go back to this, and if you think I'm patting myself on the back, sure, I guess I am. It was there. You saw it. Spenny saw it. Chase saw it. Everybody in the chat saw it. It's been there for a while. Now you can't deny it anymore. You can't. Now that they're going back to the Super Bowl again, especially this year, when all year, whenever this conversation was broached, I can't tell you how many people out there said, well, it's fraudulent. Look at that close game they had here. Look at that close game there. And I always came back with, Neil, Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders beat them last year, man. It doesn't matter. This is a team that finds a way in crunch time. It's just what they do. It's your choice whether to accept it or not. I can't help you out anymore. Neil can't help you out anymore. They're on a different level than everybody. They just are.
All right, in the chat, Detroit Sports Tea and the like. Tony D, who cares about football anymore? Our team is out, Neil. What have the Tigers signed Bregman? They haven't. Please rub the bottle of whiskey and make the approval genie appear. Fridays. We do that on Fridays, Tony D. You know that. All right, I do want to John Hughes, Neil, will even you acknowledge that they get an absurd amount of help for being a, quote, elite team? All right. Chief Supremacy in the chat. Super chat. Super Bowl 60. Mahomes versus Caleb. Can't wait. Lions fans will never experience greatness. Keith Gallardo in the super chat. Why doesn't anyone talk about Andy Reid? This whole team has been at a high level. Keith, criminally underrated. We did that on Friday.
Yep.
The man is criminally underrated. Believe it or not, he is.
Take a look at some of the circumstances in which he made the Super Bowl, and some of the runs he had and some of the people that he had to deal with around him. It's incredible, but how often is this the case? And this is what was silly about the Brady-Belichick argument to me. You know what? They helped each other. Yeah, Brady went and got the other Super Bowl, and you have to give him his flowers for that. They helped each other. It was a perfect fit. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is a perfect fit. And let's not forget, okay? Because I was doing draft shows back then for like the network and everything. People lost their mind when the Kansas City Chiefs took Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, traded to get him.
Yeah, draft beatniks. We're going, what the hell are the Kansas City Chiefs thinking? Here we are. I mean, it is incredible. This is, you can't compare this to... Now, Neil, you know me. I'm not going to deviate. I can't talk about legacy until a guy is done writing his legacy, okay? But what you can do is look at what he's done so far and compare it to what others have done so far, and there's no comparison.
None.
There really isn't. There's no so far. Now, if he doesn't go and win anything else, well, then, yeah, we have to sit there and talk about those other things. But all we can do is talk about trajectory and that which we've seen. And that which we've seen, there's no comparison.
Well, Tom says, Neil keeps repeating Mahomes is better than Michael Jordan. Like, if he keeps saying it, it will be true, but it's not. You just got done saying it is.
I don't know how you can't. You can't. When you do things that nobody else has done, okay, and they're this close.
Then what does that make you?
One of one. Trademark Flannel Sam. Really, one of one.
If you make the extraordinary look average, what does that make you?
One of one. He is. He's one of one.
Phil, nope. Chiefs are just that good. Xavier D. Andy Reid is elite. No, he is. But yeah. Easy. Andy's never done it without him, and he stays loyal to the soil, unlike Osama Ben Johnson. I love Easy, man. I do. All right, Jay Sanders. Caleb Williams had 6 interceptions. Goff had that in one game. All right, Jay Sanders.
No, he didn't.
Well, thank you. I know. But don't let facts get in the way of your reality.
Don't do that.
Don't let facts get in the way of the reality you live in.
Never.
Reality. Chuck Brewer, Neil, Mahomes joined a championship-level team. MJ didn't. That's a difference. Both are all-time greats in their... No. He has... A, they traded to get him, right, in the first round. B, he was a rookie quarterback at one point. Remember this, guys? And C, you remember how Jordan, lost to the Pistons all the time? You remember how Jordan lost to the Pistons more than he beat them? Because that did happen, by the way. Mahomes never had that before. Again, hey, Tom, you said it. I'll say it. The man's worst season is losing in overtime in the AFC Championship game 7 years into his career. And is a favorite to win his 3rd consecutive Super Bowl and his 4th overall. I want to take this break early, Spenny. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Because that's what we're going to do. Tell them about the Winter Blast.
I will tell them about the Winter Blast. Woodward Sports welcomes the Winter Blast, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resorts. Starting Friday, January 31st, it goes through February 2nd in downtown Royal Oak. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Show will be down there from 2 to 4 on Friday. Don't miss cool events including free ice skating, spectacular ice sculptures, live music in heated tents, marshmallow roasting, food trucks galore, and thrills from a 300-foot zip line. The best of all, admission is free. For more info, go to winterblast.com. It's the Winter Blast in Royal Oak.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Soaring Eagle Casino. That's right, an Eagle Casino and Sports. That's right, the online sports book. You guys know what it is. Everybody's been to Soaring Eagle Casino. And guess what you can do? You can do it anytime, anywhere in the state of Michigan with the Eagle Casino and Sports app right there on your phone. Again, it's a brand you guys know. It's a brand you guys trust. Soaring Eagle Casino and Eagle Casino and Sportsbook. All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean. KG is out. So, of course, we have big shoes to fill, right? With KG being gone, but Chase is here doing it. And Spencer Raxter in the building as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Sean, I want consistency.
Yep.
I want the people to be consistent.
All I ever asked for.
Are we off to a good start with consistency? There's been some pushback. Do you think we're off to a good start or no?
No. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. Confessions are hard. They are. Confessions are hard. There's some people that it's just not in their DNA. They can't confess, okay? Our little Viking fans, I know you're out there. I know you're still so damn cute. They can't confess, and I think a lot of us can't confess to our tormentor. Like, we have to confess. Washington got us. They got us in our own house.
They did.
That's it.
And they're out, too. And they gave up 50, and they're finished.
Yep.
Their little turnover streak of luck ran out.
And I can say all that, but I can't taunt you. I can't, and I won't taunt you.
I'm off that highway.
I know you're not. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't taunt you. But I think, much like we talked about last summer, and much like we talked about during the course of the year, people get mad. Really mad if you don't pick their team. And listen, in fairness, I thought the Lions were going to win the NFC this year. 100% I did. But the problem right now is for the Detroit Lions is the same problem that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have right now. They're living in the Patrick Mahomes era. That's a problem that we have right now. Now, one thing that we have to remember, okay, there is one thing, and before we start to get to some other uncomfortable truths that I know you want to get to. Do you remember, if you listen to some of the talking heads out there, Andy Reid was really undecided last year. Remember, there was some speculation that he was going to walk away.
Yeah.
He's 66 years old. He's going to be 67 years old. If he wins 3 Super Bowls in a row, does something that no other coach has been able to do, might he walk away?
Possibly. You never know. You never know what's in a guy's mind.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, you don't. I remember when they first asked him last year, and he was flippant. And then a couple days later, he made the mistake that he was going to come, or he made the decision that he was going to come back and run it back one more time. Those are the only types of things that we can all hope for, is some kind of change like that. And I'm still not going to count out Patrick Mahomes. I don't know how you can at this point in time. But that's something to look forward to, is maybe, just maybe, after winning 3 in a row, if he allegedly was this close last year, maybe he pulls the chute this year after they beat Philadelphia, because they're going to beat Philadelphia. We all know it. Let's go on about our day.
All right. Here's the other uncomfortable truth. And King in the chat, thank you for a beautiful segue. That's what it's called in this in the broadcasting world when you're able to transition into your next topic. And King, you did it for me, so thank you. Lions fans will hate Goff as soon as they wake up and realize that he doesn't win the big one. King, here's my question for you people, and I say you people, like you, King, and your like. There are a lot of you in the chat right now. There's also a lot of Josh Allen people out there also. I just ask you people, when are you going to start treating Josh Allen the way you treat Jared Goff, King? When? When? Because as far as the end result's concerned, what's the difference? He had the ball in his hand with a chance to do it, turnover on downs. He's lost every big game he's ever played. That's what happened. So I'm asking you guys, when are you going to treat Josh Allen the way you treat Jared Goff? Because Jared Goff's taken 2 different franchises to a conference championship game. One of them to a Super Bowl. You guys like linear things, right? Linear arguments. Well, this plus this, obviously greater than that. So there you go. Because Jared Goff has taken 2 franchises, 2 different systems, to a conference championship game, took one of them to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen has not done that. When are you guys going to admit the fact? And you can bring Lamar into this as well. And I'm a Lamar guy.
That's where I was going with
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, all at the same spot right now, except Goff's gotten a taste of it before. Those are the facts. They are inarguable. So just keep it 100, everybody. When you talk about and you glaze Josh Allen, just remember, keep it 100 for Jared Goff, too. Because what's he ever done that Goff hasn't? Is he maybe a little more talented? Yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he is. But when it matters most, and last night his legacy was on the line, guess what happened? Turnover on downs. Guess what happens all the time? They lose. They lose. Jared Goff beats Mahomes when he plays him. Josh Allen loses. That's the way it is. And that may make you mad right now. And you're thinking, man, I'm so mad at Neil saying that Mahomes is better than Michael Jordan. Well, this is going to piss you off even more then. But those are the facts, and they are not arguable. So just keep it 100. Treat Josh Allen the same way you treat Jared Goff, Sean. That's all I ask.
I'm glad that you brought Lamar Jackson because, again, I remember having a conversation about this months ago. Man, give Lamar his flowers. He's been phenomenal, okay? Guy takes a massive step back every playoff. Not just a step back. He takes a massive step back every playoff. Again, factual. Look at the numbers. Take a look. I'm not making anything up. So, Neil, with that being said, there's only one way to get that off your back. There's only one way.
Yep.
That's it. And you know what? That's the way I feel about Jared Goff. Do I like hearing it? Nah. Do I believe it? Not necessarily. But I'm also cognizant enough to know that the only way that he can take that monkey off his back, Steve Young, many years ago, Steve Young, he's no Joe Montana. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Steve Young. When he did it, he literally went like this and said, let me take that monkey off my back. That's the only way it's going to change. But there's nothing wrong with asking people to be consistent, Neil. 100%. I love Josh Allen. If you followed this network from day one, I love Josh Allen. But what am I supposed to say if Chase looks at me and goes, hey, Sean, Josh Allen's cute, puts up some big numbers, puts up some eye-popping numbers. You can't win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen. How do I argue that? I can't. There comes a time to shut up.
That's the way that this sport works. Look throughout the history, Sean. How are people remembered? How are they remembered?
Yeah. And by the way, let me say this. I don't think it's necessarily fair. I don't. But that's the way it is. Dan Marino is somebody I will go to my grave saying he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. And a lot of guys who played against him will agree he's one of the best quarterbacks they've ever seen. Ask Howie freaking Long about Dan Marino. I'm serious. Ask him about. But you know what? Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. In fact, he never came close to winning a Super Bowl because the one Super Bowl he went to, they were torched by a Niners wagon. But that's the way that history's going to look at Dan Marino. That's just the way it is.
DNC&T, Josh Allen lost to the man you've been propping up for the last 45 minutes. Got the AFC Championship game with a roster Neil said might not even make the playoffs. Hey, DNC-ENT, ball in his hand. The great Josh Allen, your guy, could be the league MVP. Probably will be the league MVP this year, right? Again, another. How many shots does he get, dude? How many? When's he got to deliver before you just maybe start to question it a little bit? Keep it the same. All the questions you ask about Goff, ask the same about Allen. That's all I'm asking you to do. Because as Sean just said, as I just said, that's how you keep scoring this. And I saw somebody linear in here. 9 touchdown passes, 10 interceptions for Goff in the playoffs. Doesn't matter. It's not how you're viewed. It's not how you're viewed, Spenny.
No, but it matters.
No, it doesn't. No, they're all at the same exit of the highway. They all are.
They're losing games for sure. Josh Allen is losing to Patrick Mahomes, and Jared Goff lost to a rookie at home. Like, it is different. They both lost. They both haven't won a Super Bowl. They're in that facet for sure.
They've both been to conference championship games. Goff done it with 2 franchises.
Yeah, but Josh Allen performs at a high level in the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson doesn't.
Lamar
Jackson doesn't.
No, not at all.
Unless he's got the ball in his hand, down by 3, with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, and
then he's not at a high
I think
level.
he should have done different things in that situation. Like I said, I would have liked to see him use his legs more, but Josh Allen throughout his career has showed up in the playoffs every single time. He only has 4 interceptions in the playoffs in his career. And so, like, I'm not putting that win or that not win against the Chiefs on Josh Allen. I'm not.
All I know is he had the ball with a chance to do it.
Let me say this, though, and I agree with you, but I think Spenny brings up a good point. Do you know what's kept Josh Allen from the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes.
That's it. That's the only thing.
Seriously, that's it.
And turnovers on down when he's got the ball in his hand with a chance to win.
Yes, but at the same time, I mean, you have to remember, I go back to the 13-second game. Really, I mean, it was like, that was an all-time classic. And the guy did everything to put his team in a position to win. When you lose to the supernatural, I have to account for that. I do. I have to account for that. Dude did everything he could to win. He lost to a supernatural. And that's what the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes are. They're a supernatural. They almost should be just put in a different category. And that's the way it is. But I can't sit back and say Lamar Jackson has just historically across the board taken a step back come playoff time.
He does.
That's the way it is. That doesn't make him any less of a quarterback. The guy still deserves to be an MVP conversation. But Neil, I'll come back to this. Until Jared Goff, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson actually win the big one, how the bleep could I argue with somebody who says they can't win the big one? I can't. I have to shut up.
And I think we can look at things with nuance, and getting blown out at home and turning the ball over 4 times is different than losing in Arrowhead and the last drive of the game to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think that it's okay to say that those are different results.
It's the same result as throwing an interception, though. For real.
Not really.
Turning it over on down. So we're going to get caught up in the cosmetics of it. He had a shot and didn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Didn't do it. No,
didn't do it.
He did
like
not.
That's inescapable, man.
But he also didn't turn the ball over 4 times and lose at home to a rookie. Like they're different contexts.
But again, seems to happen every single time he has that chance. Every single time.
Because he plays Patrick Mahomes every single time.
Well,
you want to beat the best, you got to beat. He said it himself. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. They didn't beat the best. That's what happens.
And I know it's not the playoffs, and I know it's a different animal, but Goff's never lost to Mahomes. Never lost. Like, he hasn't. Kevin B. Goff lost to Purdy and a rookie quarterback. And he beat Drew Brees at home in the playoffs, too. Like, that counts, guys. It does. I know you want to live in your selective reality. He beat Drew Brees in the playoffs at the Superdome. He did. Like,
they were down 14.
Sean, it happened.
I believe that Jared Goff is the right quarterback for this team. I don't know how else to say it.
And that's where we may have taken different paths. We ended up stopped at the same stoplight.
I believe that Jared Goff is the right quarterback for this team. I think it's a fit with what they have. I think no quarterback likes pressure. If you protect a quarterback, especially a quarterback like Jared Goff, you can see him pull out his surgical knife. I think he's a damn good fit. Now, are you asking me who's a better quarterback, Josh Allen or Jared Goff? Without hesitation, I'll say Josh Allen. Without hesitation, I'll say Lamar Jackson. That's not an anti-Goff thing. I like Jared Goff here with what we have. I do. I'm not. And at one point in time, I was completely on the other side. Okay, But again, what you have to do, and so many people just don't want to do this. If a guy goes out and is something you didn't expect him to be, you know what you should do? Instead of double down, you should go, wow, that surprised me. Spenny, I know you did it too. I had my apology to Jared Goff a couple of years ago. You know why? Because he showed me that he's not what I thought he was. So I have to be a man. I have to be a man. But this is what I go back to. Nobody wants to confess.
No.
Nobody wants to confess.
No, and that's where it is. Like real cream of wheat. Drew Brees is not Mahomes. It's Drew Brees at home, man.
Drew Brees is a top 10 quarterback all time. Like I saw, he's not Mahomes. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And he was kind of cooked at that point. Like that was the
He couldn't throw.
He couldn't throw.
Like his arm died.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't Drew Brees.
And Goff was down 14 points.
But don't
Yeah.
say Drew Brees ain't shit, because Drew Brees is a dog.
But people are going down the checklist, like Peaceful Tim. Another tight end, another big drop. And again, like people are going to run to that with Josh Allen. What about Josh Reynolds? What about why doesn't Goff get the pass for that, for the Josh Reynolds thing? See what I'm
nobody
saying?
blames Goff about the NFC Championship
I
game
hope
last year.
not.
But
Nobody does.
No, but they're saying, right, well, he can't get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to get the Lions to the Super Bowl.
Well,
And Spenny, to be fair, that's on Goff. I know it's not on Goff, but that's part of the legacy.
That's how
Earlier in that discussion, like, well, he lost to Purdy. And I'm not here to change that. Like, that's the way you keep score. And I'm just asking you for the chatter that said, well, he lost to Purdy and a rookie quarterback. Then keep it 100. Who's Josh Allen? When's he done it? Just keep it the same. That's all I'm asking for.
I can't, out of one side of my mouth, though, sit there and have the Patrick Mahomes worship service for a half hour and not point out that Josh Allen's lost to Patrick Mahomes. I have to. I have to. I'm not being consistent with me. If we're going to have service with the Reverend Flannel Sam, presiding over the Patrick Mahomes service, then I also have to say, when we're having this conversation in the interest of being fair, that I have to point out that he lost to that superhuman person. And I do think that that's different. And that's where I agree with you, Spenny.
Yeah.
Neil, same thing. We're all at the same exit, okay?
Yeah.
But I have to make that one extra stop. I had a piss break, and I had to point out during my piss break, well, this guy keeps losing to the superhuman guy that we just had a worship service over. Do you think any of us want to sit here and have a worship service for Patrick Mahomes?
No.
I want to vomit.
Flannel
I really
does.
do. I don't want to have these conversations, but I take my job seriously, and you have to be factual. This guy's on a different level than everybody else. Period. He is. And we all have to start talking that way. I know it's easy to be butthurt, and I know it's easy to give the dude his flowers, man. He's earned every single bud.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Stick, poor Easy just crashing out. No, he is. Yeah, absolutely he is. But that's the way that it works. Heavyweights 5-7, by the way. Shout out. Absolutely. But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. I'm just asking people to be consistent. That's all I want. They're all in the same spot right now. And as my good friend Sean Belizean just said, to reiterate it, the only thing that changes it is going and doing it. Mm-hmm. Which, this is a long route for me to just tell you, I'm still confident with where this franchise is, who runs the franchise, who coaches the franchise, the players on the franchise.
Who runs the world? Girls.
And I believe that they will be there before it's all said and done.
I hate dumb arguments like this, because this goes back to, if you remember the coo little Viking fans, our championship window was the smallest window. Remember all that chatter? Well, I can't tell you that you're wrong. I can tell you you're a moron, and I disagree with you and point out all the reasons why I think you're wrong, who we got locked up, their age, etc., etc. But I can't tell you that you're wrong. And that sucks until they do it. That's just the way it is. I can point out all the variables. I can say, look at the age of this guy. Look at the age of that guy. There's still a ceiling yet. Oh, by the way, Brad Holmes is still the general manager. But those open-ended conversations are so stupid. They really are. But Neil, at the same time, I can't say that they're wrong. I can't.
Sam Flannel. Neil and Stick defending victory lapping Jared Goff after a 4-turnover debacle in divisional round is certainly a choice. Hey, Flannel, remember when you hit me with the Dawson Knox dropped it routine? Let's keep that same energy then with Josh Reynolds. It's just when it doesn't fit your narrative, you live in your own reality. And that you can live. You're entitled to live in your own reality. But you can't ignore facts. Everything that you kill Goff for, you reward Allen for. How about that? So, all right, we can move on. What, Sean? What?
I just want August to be here. I do. Can we Alakazam? It's now August for me and you. And hey, look, it's August. We're getting ready for a new season.
I'm kind of excited for baseball.
Are you really?
Not really.
We're going to get there this week.
I'm glad that you corrected that.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
Well, do you know what happened? Everything you knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
You didn't. You deep down inside, you knew, but you didn't want it to happen. But
this
here we
week,
are.
Spenny. This week we're going to.
Pitchers and catchers report next week, I think, or what? 2 weeks?
2 weeks, I think. We're going to get there.
mean,
Don't you worry your pretty
I
little
like
head
baseball.
off. I like baseball too. I'm a prisoner to it every summer. I watch all the games. That's how sick I am. And we'll discuss it. All right, tell them about Jars.
Jars Cannabis. All right, now, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars has you covered. They're the home of Michigan's largest lineup of recreational cannabis products. They got 27 locations across the state of Michigan, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right here in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way. Jars Cannabis should be your first choice when you're looking for some cannabis.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule for New Holland. Shout out to them yesterday, too. We had a couple Tangerine Space Machines going during the Hate Watch party. It's elite. Just as elite as taller. The Dutch long drink. We did it. Yep. There it is, too.
Well, I could go for 1 or 8. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, look, it just turned into a New Holland Monday.
Odd. Tallers, elite too, by the way. They're New Holland small batch gin. They mix it with a grapefruit puree, and magic happens in that little Argyle can. New Holland Brewing Company. Don't sleep on their bourbon, by the way, too. I know they make a great beer. Their bourbon's elite as well. The Origin Series, incredible. New Holland Brewing, local Michigan company on the west side of the state. All right, buddy. Hour number 2, Sean. Just like that. Hi.
I'm not having fun though. I don't like these conversations. I don't. I'm glad that we're having them, but Neil, we kind of knew. You and I were talking before this show started. This was going to be an uncomfortable Monday for all of us because there are some truths that we have to accept. There are truths that even you and Stick have to accept. Okay, people are going to keep saying this about Jared Goff
because they're stupid.
See, I said his name and Stick appears. But do I agree with it? No, I don't. I've seen the light. Okay, there is no way you can make people stop saying this stuff. I can't. There's not. You can't do anything. He can't do anything. I can't do anything. People are going to keep saying this, and he didn't help himself out, or those who have stuck up for him. He did not help himself out in that Washington game.
Nope.
Now again, do I think that Jared Goff will never, ever win a championship? No, I really believe he's going to win one, and he's going to win one here. But I can't tell you you're wrong right now.
Correct.
And I won't.
Because they're all on the same spot. Lamar, Goff, Allen. And I know your fantasy draft doesn't allow you to feel that. I understand that. But I live in the real world. And that is where they are. And until Allen does it, or Lamar does it, or Goff does it, this is where they are. And it's where they are.
Hey, by the way, can I point this out?
Yes.
I love changing narratives. You and I remember a time not that long ago that Andy Reid was a gag artist.
Yes. In Philadelphia.
That's a real thing. That is and even his
And then
first
he got
few
Patrick
years,
Mahomes.
even his first few years with Kansas City, like they always had, and he was just the latest coach. That has been Kansas City's DNA forever. It really has been. They got a cute little team that puts up nice little numbers.
Cute stadium, cute crowd, cute fans.
It's a college atmosphere.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the barbecue and everything. But when push comes to shove, they're going to lose a big game. I mean, that's whether it be Schottenheimer, whether it be Vermeil, that has been the Kansas City way for a long time. And it's amazing what happens when you punch through, how our narrative changes.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Although Reid did get Donovan McNabb to a Super Bowl.
While they were absolutely
that
fighting
was a
each
great
other
team.
on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I don't think enough is said about that. But
With T.O. lifting weights in his driveway.
it challenging each other to fight and puking on the field
He's a
and all
very
of that
good,
stuff.
very good
But
manager of personalities.
again, do you know what that comes back to? Okay, that's cool. The guy can't win the big one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so that's what sucks about arguments like this. If you're one of those guys in there that are being, across the board, Jared Goff can't win, I can't tell you you're wrong. So congratulations for that. If that's where you want to live your life, that okay. Neil can't tell you you're wrong. I can't tell you you're wrong. We can disagree. But dumb conversations like this, Neil, have to happen. They just do.
Shane Daniel in the Super Chat. I'll get caught up with the Super Chats, by the way. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Can we stop the Goff as trash talk? He's top tier. You know how I know he's top tier? He's in the MVP top 5. That's not hyperbole. Hyperbole. Nobody in the Super Chat. But Neil, Allen can run. Neil, Goff can't run. But Burn in the chat. Yes, you can. The Vikings can't talk about Super Bowl windows because they've never seen one. I am using the Packers argument. They're experts on this. Yes, they are, as a matter of fact. Also, too, a tour. He's played Mahomes 4 of 7 times, not every single time. And a tour, but that doesn't fit your criteria. And I'm not saying you, a tour. Like, that doesn't fit your criteria when you're being an apologist, right? So you just ignore that fact. When in your reality or your perceived reality, you just ignore that fact and move on. MP says Goff gets credit for the roster. Also, somebody said, basically, in essence, they said, you know who you were. I lost the message. But they said, Neil, you're dumb. Mahomes was drafted into a great situation. Jordan was drafted into a bad situation. And to which I would say then, okay, then let's keep it 100. Then let's take it back to the Goff thing. Did Goff walk into a good situation here? With Trey Flowers making $20 million to not play and Jamie Collins and Jelani Tavai to not play? Was that a good situation he walked into? Like, for real. Now, the draft picks worked out, and it's been nice.
Shane Daniel had a super chat. He said, can we stop the Goff is trash talk? He's top tier. Oh, yeah. Never mind. You already read it.
Burn in the super chat as well with the yellow one. Kansas City went to the NFC Conference Championship, spent 4 years getting bounced in the first round. Probably meant to say AFC, but whatever. Spent 4 years getting bounced in the first round before Mahomes. Eagles went to multiple Super Bowls and championships before Nick Foles broke through. We're new. I get it. And Burn, you're right. You are. You're right. You know how rare it is? Like, when you just show up and get there and win, it's rare. It's like the you can win the Super Bowl without an elite quarterback crowd. You can, if you really want to buck the trends and really want to overcome the odds, you can. It has happened.
Joe Flacco. I go back to Joe Flacco, okay? Like, Joe Flacco, nobody's going to call Joe Flacco amongst the greats. Period, right? Can we all agree on that? Do yourself a favor and go back and look in that era. Joe Flacco was an absolute assassin come playoff time.
That was one of the best postseasons in the history of the NFL.
Unbelievable, like multiple years in a row. And the same thing, like honestly, one of the dynasties winning 3 out of 4 Super Bowls is insane, right? Nobody includes Troy Aikman's name when we talk about great quarterbacks, okay? Waste your time and go look at what Troy Aikman did in the playoff. Murders. The man committed murders. Even in that game where they got punked by San Francisco, I think he threw 399 that game. I mean, it was one of those things. It was just like, it's about elevating your game. And I think, the key and operative word, I think that's the argument that people make against Lamar Jackson and Jared Goff. I think that's part of this equation. Now, I want to argue with you, but again, I'm one of those people, well, I don't agree with you, but I can't really argue with you until they break that seal. But to your point, Neil, you're right. How often do you just see a guy and a team just kind of go, ha, we popped off, here we are, and then drop off? It doesn't work that way in the National Football League. It just doesn't.
Greg 2025 just put a super chat in but didn't say anything. So shout out to you, Greg.
Shout out, Greg.
Shout out. Appreciate it. Danny G, in all caps, Goff gave up 3 turnovers in the biggest game. He's top tier, but dick riding him like he didn't throw the game away against the Commanders is just lying to yourself. Okay, Danny G, fair. Dick riding Josh Allen like he didn't have the ball in his hand with a chance to do something and came up empty again is just lying to yourself. We can do this all day long. Dick riding Lamar Jackson, which I do, and acting like he doesn't choke continually in the playoffs is just lying to yourself. Some commonalities, Sean. Is that fair to say?
No, I think it's absolutely fair to say. I thought for people not to acknowledge that Jared Goff was a big part of the problem last week, you're lying to yourself.
Correct.
He was. We can move on with our. And Neil, this is like,
it's okay to say you had a bad game.
You have to say things that hurt your soul.
100%.
Sometimes you have to. It doesn't mean that you're off the bandwagon. I'm done with the guy and everything. To me, so many sports arguments get wrapped up in emotion and the all or nothing BS, right?
Correct.
But this is both things can be true. This guy was crap at home against Washington. Shouldn't have happened, okay? I'm still riding with him. I am. I'm still. Jared Goff is still my quarterback. I have no problem saying that. Now, if you told me I would have said that even 2 years ago, I probably would have cringed. But I think he's earned that right. I do.
And that's where I am too. All right. There was some breaking Lions news, I guess, over the weekend that we do need to discuss. So let's do that when we come back. And, man, we're already all the way down the sheet already. Tell me about Mark White.
Mark White, if you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White should be your first choice. You can save up to $5,000 to your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. All you got to do is go to markwhitesells.com or call him at 248-290-8242. MarkWhiteSells.com. Mark White will get you into your dream home. Like I said, $5,000. He'll save you. Come on now. Mark White.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAuto.com. Yes. 19 Feldman Automotive dealerships across all brands, by the way. Feldman Chevy and Nova's Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer as well. Feldman Auto, also your only outlet in the state of Michigan. Ineos Grandeur, that's right, the new SUV line. Those things go hard, everybody. They absolutely do. The moral of the story is this: whether you want a Chevy, Ineos Grandeur, Kia, Ford, whatever you want, FeldmanAuto.com. There's a Feldman brand that sells it. You can start the buying process online. It's easy. I told Feldman Chevy, yes, I want to get this car. I had my keys in 90 minutes. It was on the show. Over the course of a show, as a matter of fact. They gave me the keys on the show. So again, if you want a better car buying experience, FeldmanAuto.com is the way. They're rooted in the community. They do great work with the Children's Miracle Network hospitals on the charity side as well. So again, since 1996, everyone, FeldmanAuto.com. All right, keeping it pushing, Big D Energy. Brutal Truth Monday, everybody. That's what it is. Jump into there and jump into the chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Oh, look at that. Getting right across 80,000 subscribers. Shout out to you, the 14,000 of you that watched the Hate Watch party yesterday. Shout out to you guys for that. That was a lot of fun. And again, we had a great time doing it. Cash, Stick may love Goff more than Goff's wife.
He does.
For me,
I think that's a factual statement. I like to deal. I'm a fact merchant. I think that's a factual statement.
Fact merchant. I like that one. So yeah, so it is. And look, like, we can go through the whole thing and everything like that. Real cream of wheat. Brutal truth. EV sales are going to crash without the incentives. Okay, cool. More room at the Charger for me then. That's okay. Whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, so let's do this. The Lions did make the announcement. Kelvin Sheppard's the defensive coordinator. And look, Sean, we're never going to know what the exact candidate pool was. And I would think that the nature of the position isn't going to have a lot of people pounding the table. My 30,000-foot uneducated view of it is this. The man knows the personnel intimately.
Bam.
Intimately knows the personnel. Meaning knows what they do well. Meaning knows what they don't do well. Meaning knows what principles have worked. Meaning knows what principles haven't worked. It's a good place to start for me for a guy who's never been a DC because he's starting as a DC. So here we go.
Familiarity. That's the word. Familiarity. That speaks volumes. And I will say this until my dying breath. I don't care what anybody says. And this is not taking away from what Aaron Glenn did here. It is not taking away from what Ben Johnson did here. All right? Players make plays. If you have the personnel, it makes your job a hell of a lot easier. Players make plays. The best coordinators are the coordinators that don't try to make their system fit the player's skill set, but makes the player's skill set fit their system. That's what it has to be, Neil, because the players make the plays. The system doesn't make the play. The player makes the play. So what you have to do is, instead of trying to fit that circle into the square peg, no. You make your system make that player a better player. And to me, that's what it's all about. He knows these guys. He's worked intricately with these guys. He knows the type of tempo and what he has at his disposal. Neil, to me, this one was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. And oh, by the way, the fellas love him. That counts for something. It just does.
And Sean, D-Mac turned me on to this too. And that's part of my Jared Goff thing, by the way. You know that roster that we love, that everybody says is so talented, full of dudes that'll go to the wall? You know who they like at quarterback? Jared Goff. Yep. You know who they might have probably wanted at defensive coordinator? Kelvin Sheppard.
Yep.
And no one talks about that. In this town, there are a couple, but by and large, nobody talks about that. You know who likes it? The guys that we like, the guys that are talented, the guys that are making all the money, the guys that got second contracts in this town, when for 2 decades, no one ever got a second contract in this town. So that's it. That's an undervalued part of it at all. A couple of things here in the Super Chat. Keith, you people make me sick with the Mahomes hate. He's no Aaron Rodgers. I remember Patrick ruining our season once. All hail Kirby Joseph. Teddy, by the way, with the orange super chat. Teddy Fresh. If the Lions are the organization we think they are, they'll be back. Some Lions fans need to chill. It sucks now, but we are good. 13-4 next season, Super Bowl bound. I'm riding with my team all the way from Orlando. Teddy, here's the one thing, and Sean and I are in lockstep about this, because you want it to be August. And when we have those shows and we do the schedule show and all of it, I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of people in this town that are in the media are going to push that easy button and go game by game. I don't care. I'm not going game by game, Sean. We're not doing it.
Again.
You guys can do it if I'm not here. You do whatever you want. I'm not participating in that.
Don't get mad at me again.
I don't care.
Neil, I'm not lying. I was drop dead stunned at the amount of times we had these shows in the summer. And Spenny, I know I was with you many times where I said what you just. I don't give a crap. I don't care if they go
13-4, 12-5, 11-6,
get into
15-2.
the playoff. Go be a 5 seed. Go be a 6 seed. I don't care. It's about making it to the Super Bowl. That's the only thing I care about. I will say it again. And Spenny, you know, I got shit on for this, Neil. I did. I don't care about winning the NFC North. Would I rather do it? Of course. I don't care about the number 1 seed. Would I rather do it? Of course. How'd that work out this year? I don't care. What the ultimate success or failure with the Detroit Lions is going to be what you do in January and February. We graduated, guys. We did. We got our big boy pants on. We got our little NFC North champion shirts. We were the number 1 seed, and we can, yay, hooray, goody gumdrops. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Do you know, it's now January and February. That's a good place to be. So if you want to pull a New York Football Giants and meander your way through the regular season and make us go like this the whole damn season, and hell, get into the playoff on the last game of the year, so be it. You better get it done at playoff time, because that's where we're at with this franchise now. We got the cute out of the way. We got the window dressings out of the way. We got the, I'll look at that banner for the rest of my days, NFC North out of the way. Now it's all about what you do in January and February. That never changed this year. Never. And that's why I held everybody in this room, and they all agreed with me just a week ago. If I say in August the ultimate success and failure of this team is based on what happens in January and February and they fail, the season's a failure. That's not a bad thing. Expectations aren't a bad thing right now. That's where we are as a franchise, man.
In the super chat, Greg 2025. I love the Spartans, Spenny. Spartans playing well.
Too.
Nice little road win at Rutgers.
Which Spartan team is playing well?
Yeah, they're all
go across the board.
Girls basketball playing great. Obviously,
that hockey team's pretty good.
Hockey team's pretty good.
Pretty good team.
Yeah, 12 in a row for the men's basketball team. Looking pretty good.
Except for football.
Yeah, we're poverty in football.
I'm taking my daughter to a bowl game this year. Damn it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think it will.
I mean, it might be the Pinstripe Bowl, but it's gonna happen.
They're fucking better.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
El Gato in the chat. College kids are playing more games than an NFL season. It's getting up there, El Gato, no doubt. Jester Crew in the super chat. During the 5 stages of grief show, Neil pointed out that's a single outcome, and it doesn't matter how they get it. I'm rolling with that. No, Jester, and it's a byproduct of what we talked about now. And with the schedule, too, and look, there are going to be 3 games on that schedule that we were terrified of where they suck. The teams that the Lions are playing suck. There are. There's going to be, like the Rams are volatile, right? Say Stafford gets hurt or whatever, and they stink. But as it sits right now today, based on this season, and the schedule is part of it with me, it is. Like their toughest non-division, or their easiest non-division road game, on paper is probably the Rams.
Isn't that crazy?
The division champions.
Crazy.
Like it's the most murderous schedule I've ever seen. But I'm not going to sit here and cry about it either.
At home.
No, I'm saying on the road.
Oh, road
like
game.
The easiest
the road
game.
schedule is brutal.
It's the most brutal schedule I've ever seen in my life on the road, ever, in any sport ever. But you know what? Good, because that's what happens. That's the way the NFL works. So you know what? I went in here with wide open eyes. I knew that this was going to be the byproduct. So whatever, man. And it plays into that too. Like if the Vikings, pull their little cute little season, which they won't because they'll have a playoff schedule this year. But if they do, because it's going to be the 49ers that get the Vikings schedule this year. 49ers will be back next year.
Yeah.
They'll win the division. They got the Viking schedule, all of it. You can see some of this coming from a mile away.
I think their window closed, though. I really, truly believe that. I think San Francisco's window closed.
Well, they got to get things figured out, right? Like the Brock Purdy thing if I'm Brock Purdy, I'm not setting foot in that facility for $1 million.
100%.
Carolina was the first.
And by the way, I want to make it clear. I agree with you guys. I think Frisco will be back next year. Okay,
But not back.
But not like legitimate Super Bowl contender. I could be wrong, but I think the window closed. I do.
Tony D says in the chat, and this was a little bit of breaking news about an hour ago, Taylor Decker has been named to the Pro Bowl, replacing Penei Sewell, who pulled out due to injury.
Penei Sewell pulled out due to injury. You know, he got rolled up on in that Commanders game. He played through it. Still ankle. He'll be fine.
What a dog, dude.
Yeah. It was gross. That made me scared.
I know.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, God, no.
But then I saw the look on his... Dude,
hey, it just popped up.
That guy, man.
Dude's a legend.
That guy, dude, I'd go through a wall for that guy because he does go through a wall for you.
Every single game.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, all right, let's take the break. Tell about Lady Jane's. Or
Lady Jane's, I'll tell them about Lady
right.
Jane's. Lady Jane's takes the chore out of getting a haircut. You can have one of our lovely, talented stylists give you a hot lather nightshave, a scalp massage, a hot towel treatment, and an award-winning haircut. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Les Stanford Chevrolet. New year, new you. How about a new car? Les Stanford Buick GMC is here for you. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUV for $24 months with 10,000 miles a year, only for $699 a month and just $1999 down payment, or a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, 24 months with 10,000 miles a year for only $359. Sign and drive, no down payment required. GM discount required for both. Get to Les Stanford today to check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC, lesstanford.com.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter in the building, Chase in for KG. Burn in the Super Chat. It's a tough schedule, but everyone forgets we have 6 games against our own division. I mean, come on. What, we going 1-5 like the Packers? Doubt it. Never forget, Burn. Never forget. Woodward Sports Chat thread. Joe in the chat. Hey, Neil, 3 of the 17 games on your schedule are variable depending on your record. Correct, Joe. And remember how the Vikings got to play the Jets and we got to play the Bills? That's a pretty big variable, isn't it?
I would have liked to play the Jets.
I'm serious. That's one of my PTSDs from this past year, though. And I hope that people understand it now. Neil,
With your guy, Josh Allen.
I got killed when I said I don't care. I did. And people, oh, I can't believe he says he doesn't want to win. No, I want to win the division. I do. I want the #1 seed. I do. At the end of the day, you know what? If you change some of those narratives, if Jared Goff goes and wins the Super Bowl, going back to your topic about a half hour ago, is anybody going to say, yeah, but, they were 9-8 during the regular season, just got into the playoffs? No, you know what they're going to say? Jared Goff, Super Bowl champion. And that changed the narrative.
Yeah.
Period.
And then, you know what else? Is Jared Goff a Hall of Famer? That's what happens.
So, and I mean, it really is that simple. So, and this is what, I could have been full condescending in the fall, and I chose not to. I had mercy on some of you idiots. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. We're past that point now. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. What will the 2023 and 2024 NFC North Championship banners mean to you if the Lions get in as a wild card? They get in like the Vikings did. And they win their way through playoff and win a Super Bowl. Who the bleep cares? Like, what? It doesn't mean anything. And I'm tired. Now that we've had those things, now that we have tasted from those wonderful buffets, now we can move on from those buffets because they don't mean anything. Does that make you feel better today? Does that make you feel better that you had the number 1 seed?
No.
That
makes you feel worse.
We own the NFC North. I feel like shit. I do. Like, literally, it's right there. I bet if I put my finger in my mouth, I could puke on command right now. Now, none of you want to see that. So, to me, I can't, Neil.
I've learned somebody somewhere probably wants to see it.
No, there probably is. Okay, but honestly, now you people out there, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those of you that got so mad at me during the season, I don't care. Now that we've had those things, there's only one thing that can quench our thirst. You know it. I know it.
I
You
will
have to win
say
the Super Bowl.
home field advantage does matter, though. So, like,
I'd rather have it, but I don't care.
yeah, I mean, you don't need it, but like the last 4 home teams have won the NFC Championship game. We saw both home teams win their respective championship games yesterday. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. I know you're not saying, oh, home field advantage, but like if you win the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter if you won 9 games or 15 games.
But we've seen Josh Allen lose them at home.
Yeah.
And conversely, I guess the
Jared
flip
Goff.
side to that,
Correct.
is Spenny, the Lions never lost on the road.
Yeah, that is
Right?
true.
I don't win.
Yeah.
Win.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Muachi Lee. Josh Allen has 26 more touchdowns than Goff in 2 less seasons. Neil knows nothing about sports. Hey, Muachi, he's got 1 less Super Bowl appearance, man. They're in the same spot. Again, don't let your fantasy draft dictate your reality. What? Sean, wwhy are you laughing?
Because I want to puke.
I mean, you said you could on command.
I know I could right now, and I don't want to. I feel so sick right now. But this is good for us. It's going to make it that much better when we win, not if we win, when we win. I'm going to say it again, and you little Viking fans in particular, you can do your coochie coo things, but it's coming. I hope it's next year. I really do. I hope it's next year. But Neil, I couldn't care less if we go 9-8. Honest to goodness, I couldn't care less.
Nick Fame in the chat brings up a good point, and I think it backs up to your point. I said the same thing all season. Health was more important.
Sure.
And if you boil it all down, yes. And I know that a lot of people got in the weeds about what hurt more this year or last year. And like the more I reconstruct it, we were blessed with health 2 years ago. Blessed with health.
Yep.
Pretty much everybody was healthy. This year, pretty much nobody was healthy. And that's a thing, right? Like that's something. There's something to be said for that. And I would echo that sentiment, Nick. I'll take health, and I'll figure the rest out later.
I don't. You know what, Neil? Nick, I think that's a good point because, and you guys tell me if you agree or disagree with this. In 2023, I don't think we were good enough. I don't think we were good enough. I really think that's what we had the not quite ready for primetime J-Mo. He was close, but not quite ready for prime time. I didn't think we were good enough in 2023. I knew we were good enough this year. And I, if you want to say, how can you say that we lost? You know what? Now I'll play that same dumb argument. I guess we'll never know with all the injuries what might have happened.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. I'm convinced we were good enough this year. I really do. That's why this year hurts for me.
Phil in the chat. If you ever came in with a clean shave, I might puke, Sean.
Never. No, you know what? Occasionally I do.
I see you every now and then.
Yeah,
like,
every now and then.
Throughout the years, the daddy-daughter dance. Like,
The headshot pops up.
I think when Spenny, when you and I did the show last week, the
Second
damn
best.
Washington game, I think I was shaved that day.
I think you were.
Man, would you have to go to church or something? Or?
I hate it. Why would I? Why would I shave if I don't have to? What the hell's wrong with you?
Fair.
That's a you problem.
That is a you problem.
Wheezy D313. Even Jared Goff knows that his fake stoicism and fake laser focus didn't work, but he's not excited by this belief. I don't know what that's in regard to, but whatever. DNC ENT, $50 super chat for Sean to puke. No, I think you're misunderstanding the purpose of the super chat. Heavy, wait, will you puke on it?
Yeah, I'd puke. Nothing wrong with that. 5-7.
I'm not
shout out.
Like, I'm not joking. I feel like I got punched right in the middle of my chest. Like somebody just gave me just drilled me right in my solar plexus.
Yeah.
It's
hurts,
awful.
for sure.
It
It
does.
does.
It really does. It's legitimate. I'm not like BSing. It's
At least the
gross.
Red Wings won.
Yeah, and I'm going to get to there in a minute. Real quick, one last Lions thing I want to clean up here. Hank Fraley is going to be staying in Detroit.
Woo!
Yeah, I know like people got like hyped about it, but the bottom line is it goes back to it. I'm sure Frank Ragnow's hyped about it, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
All those
I don't
guys
have
love him.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to add. Man.
And when they add an interior lineman, I'd like them to work with a guy that knows what he's doing around a bunch of damn good linemen as well. So I'd rather have a guy in there that kind of has that reputation, Spenny, of working in particular with some of the young players.
Yeah, Christian Mahogany, we saw him play well when he's maybe expecting him to start next year, depending on what happens there. Giovanni Manu, he's a third-round pick that needs to develop. So having a guy like Hank Fraley, I always fucking do that. Having a guy like Hank Fraley in there to help him develop will be extremely important. And Frank Ragnow said himself, he's not going to play if Hank Fraley is not his offensive line coach. So
that tells you all you need to know.
Tells you all you need to know.
But that backs up to what we just been talking about. Like, the people, they're not going to hire someone just because they're from Dearborn or because they grew up in Auburn Hills or something. They're not doing that. They're doing that because Frank Ragnow says, if this guy's here, I'm back. I'm not playing without this guy. I vibe with Kelvin Sheppard. So that's why, that's why it matters to this organization, Sean. It does. And I still don't think people grasp that.
No.
I don't think they do. They're like, go get Robert Slides from Dearborn.
We love shiny things. We do. We love shiny things. Let's be honest. I mean, I think so many people have built it, and this goes back to the conversation that we just had. I don't care if people sit back and say we are the worst Super Bowl champion in the history of Super Bowls, with the worst quarterback ever in the history of Super Bowl quarterbacks, with the worst coaching staff. Couldn't care less. I don't care if we get in at 9-8. I don't care if we get in as a 7 seed. I don't. Make sure when you say my name, you include Super Bowl champion at the end of it. That's what matters to me. Detroit Lions Super Bowl champion. Say whatever you want. Call him a fraud. Say the window's closed. Say the biggest one-hit wonder ever. Cool. All of it. Say all of it. Just make sure when you're done with that sentence, you include those three beautiful words. Super Bowl champion. Make sure you do that, okay? I don't care about those shiny things. You know what? I want familiarity. I want guys that know what they're doing, and guys that when a Frank Ragnow says, that's my guy, that's good enough for me, man.
DNC ENT. Of course, that's the comment he reads. Not me picking apart putting his foot in his mouth over and over again. Tell me what I'm wrong about, man. There's been 3 points that you can't argue. You cannot argue. Goff, Lamar, and Allen are all in the same spot. Mahomes is better than Michael Jordan. Like, you can't argue it. So, sorry, man. So tell me again where I, quote, put my foot in my mouth. But anyway, also said, no, we wanted Salah because he's an elite coordinator. Not all of you, DNC ENT, because he's from Dearborn. That's not what the Lions wanted. Listening to players sometimes isn't the best way to go. On this team, it is. In this organization, it is. You're certainly going to take their input, right? Why do you keep laughing, man? Because I'm out here fighting the fight?
Yeah.
Is that why?
So, who should I listen to? Should I listen to Frank Ragnow, who is an absolute warrior?
Hall of Fame player.
Or should I listen to XKY, who's listening from Dearborn Heights? Who should I listen to about where to go? I
Probably Frank Ragnow.
Man, what a quandary, right?
Yeah.
Come on, you guys, don't overthink that. Don't. Don't overthink that. I'm not saying that Robert Salah wouldn't do a great job here. I'm sure he would. He made a name for himself. But to dismiss that it means something when a guy like Frank Ragnow is verbally backing your name, come on now.
Spenny, you are hyped for the Monster Jam, aren't you?
I am.
You
So
love
is
a good
Chase.
monster truck show.
Dude,
I've never been to one.
I got like 4 monster trucks in my backpack right now.
Yeah.
It's different, man.
Oh, we're going all in. It's I
Have you
got my
been, Neil?
Gravedigger shirt in. I'm
Yes.
excited.
Okay.
I've never been.
It's different.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're
different.
stoked.
Yeah.
We are stoked.
We got like 8 dudes going. We're trying to get the press passes. I'm waiting on the email back.
Everyone else getting off like they're all their merchant.
Yeah,
Ryan
we're all
one's just
getting
got
merch.
like a sick OG Gravedigger shirt from
Yeah.
the USHRA.
Look at the twinkle in Chase's eye
There's
right
something that happens too, because like when I took my kid, he's a little kid. I don't know what happens. You get in there, and like all of a sudden you become one of them. Like I see it in your face right now, Chase. All of a sudden, my kid, it looked like he had a lipper in. He's like 4 years old, and he's going, "Get him, Gravedigger!" You literally become one of them. It's really, it's like,
I'm
and it's
excited.
like. My son's from deep dark Virginia. Like where did that come from?
I'm excited.
You know, you go get him, Gravedigger. It's like
Yeah.
no, but he had a blast. It's a good time. You'll love it.
Yeah, I can't wait. And, I'm probably going to drink some 1800 before, because 1800 is the official tequila of the Detroit
And
Lions. And during. They've got the Cool Lions themed bottles right
You
there.
know they have it
can
at
go
Ford
get yours.
Field. They're partnered with the Lions.
That's true.
where
And
it's gonna
it is
be.
at Ford Field, so make sure you come out and have a good time. 1800 tequila.
Get him, Gravedigger.
The smoothest taste in tequila. And as always, please
should
drink
do it, Gravedigger!
responsibly.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza. They got 7 different delicious wing flavors for you to choose from. My personal favorite is the spicy garlic. But you can try them all and choose your favorite for yourself. To find one near you, go to Sorokis.com.
All right, keep it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network coming down the stretch of the Monday show. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, Spencer Raxter. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. And, we have Chase in for KG, by the way. All right, Sean. Cody Engel. It's not like Ragnow is asking for Antonio Brown to be signed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go get him, Gravedigger.
It's fair. It's fair. Big win for the Red Wings over Tampa, Sean.
It was that's the type of stuff that you want to see. Again, you can't deviate from what we've talked about, and I know we talked about it on Friday. This slate coming up is brutal, and then you get the break for the foreign nations that I mentioned. I'm excited about that. Dude, the best versus the best. Come on, it's the best hockey players all playing in the same tournament. But with that being said, they took care of business against one of those teams that, Neil, I remember you and I talked about it at the beginning of the year. You can't say that Tampa's quote unquote done. You can't say that yet. But if I'm not mistaken, we came up with they're on their initial descent. Okay, they're on their descent. Boston's on their descent. I don't think there can be any mistake made about that.
You're going to be putting those trade tables up soon.
Yeah, and I think conversely, Montreal, Ottawa, and Detroit are all still kind of going like that. So the way they did it as well, that's a good start to what could be a very brutal stretch, and a stretch that, dare I say, defines the Red Wings season.
Yes.
Now anything can happen. You go on a heater in March, that changes everything. But that aside, this stretch leading up till February 8th is just brutal. So it's a good start. Really, two teams that they were looking up at in the standings to get back-to-back wins against those teams. That's a good start.
Red Wings at home tonight against the Kings. Ticket prices, get in price $15 if you want to roll out tonight.
Sneaky good Kings team.
Yes, every year.
Their back end is sick. They got a really good defense.
Hell yeah.
One man's opinion.
Pistons in action at Cleveland, by the way. Cleveland 21-3 at home. They're kind of taking on some water as of late, though, but they're still 36-9. Tickets as low as $8 if you want to make the road trip down to Cleveland. A little 3-hour drive, so you can roll out that way. People are probably going to go a certain kind of way with it, but it's Monday. The Dodgers. People don't go to Dodger games on Monday. Like, they just don't. People don't do things on Monday, Sean. They just don't. But yeah, just the nature that the Red Wings won the game. Shutting out Tampa. The Kucherov thing at the end. I don't know, Sean. I feel like the Godfather. Every time I'm out, they pull me back in.
I think that's fair. You know what to me, I think you want to see something that makes you say they've turned the corner. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, what about the 7-game win streak? Well, part of that was the honeymoon, right? I think we've all seen how badly the Red Wings needed a coaching change. I think we all saw that. And then to me, to lose, Neil, and it's not just the losses, but the way they lost. And we talked about it here. It's man shall not live by power play goal alone. When you're constantly getting pumped 5-on-5, or you're constantly getting pumped, one of the worst PKs in the league, that doesn't make for long-term success. So I think those are some of the signs that people are looking for. Now again, I'm not going to be one of those people that jump for joy and say that we've arrived if the Red Wings get merely into the playoffs. It shows progress. Well, that's nice. But lest we forget, there are a bunch of other teams that are in the exact same spot as the Red Wings right now. And I think because of that, Neil, that's what precludes me from, as you put it, to being pulled way back in. I think they need a long period of even stay above water in this next couple weeks. Really, just stay above water. If you can meander your way through this brutal part of the schedule, and you can be around 500, well, then I might sit back and go, okay, let's see what happens when we're back from the break. Let's see what happens after everybody takes some time off. And the good news for the Red Wings is, they're going to rest a majority of their players. They aren't going to play in this Four Nations. Well, then you have me intrigued. Neil, if not, dare I say, we're having another playing out the stretch type of situation. And that, I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Just to bring everybody up to speed, the Red Wings are 4 points back of Tampa for the final playoff spot. Tampa still has a game in hand to the Red Wings. They trail 4 teams for that playoff spot. So I think, Sean, in order to get into that mix, you're going to have to piece together a 7 of 8 stretch.
Right.
6 in a row, 7 of 8. You got to do it one more time. You just do.
And that's why looking ahead at this brutal stretch coming up before the Four Nations, it doesn't look favorable. But you know what? You can change some opinions. Man, you meander your way through merely going 500. Okay, you made it through. Now let's see what happens. God forbid you actually take care of business in that and come away with a winning record, especially with the brutality of that West Coast swing. Neil, then we're talking about something different. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to get excited. If you're one of those get excited for a playoff team type of people. I still can't believe that we haven't seen a playoff game in Little Caesars Arena.
That's absurd.
It's insane. Between those two franchises, it is insane that we haven't seen one. And I'll tell you what, not that long ago, Neil, I think everybody and their brother would have put money on it that the Detroit Red Wings would be the team that had a playoff game in there first. And right now, I'm not so sure about that.
Well, the Pistons had the series against the Bucks. They didn't win any of them. They got swept.
Yeah.
When they got the best year of Blake Griffin's career, which they did.
Boy.
By the numbers, they did. People forget that. All right, let's take the final break, come back and wrap this thing up. Planet Fitness, everyone. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. I was just there a couple of hours ago. I'll never be a member at another gym. I don't know what else to say to you. Like, yeah, there's tons of equipment. Yeah, they have the latest equipment and all that kind of stuff. All I know is I've been a member there for over 3 years, and I don't see a world where I won't be a member there. And I was able to accomplish all the fitness goals I had. It wasn't like Planet Fitness was the vehicle to do it, obviously. I had to go do the work and put in the work. But all the tools were available to me at Planet Fitness, and it's affordable. And I've told you guys this before. As far as like deals go, it is one of the best deals out there. $24.99 a month, less than $1 a day, man. You're a Black Card member, you go to any Planet Fitness in the world. And get your work in, man. And there's some consistency to them. Same kind of equipment, no matter where you go. That's big. And guys, if you want to do that, if you're serious about getting in shape and wanting to put in the work, there's no other move than Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. The weights weigh the same, everybody. PlanetFitness.com. Pull in the parking lot. It makes no difference. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Neil Rule here for Dr. Pierce, our injury insider. He stops by every Tuesday on Big D Energy. We talk breaking sports injury news. He gives you tips, too, if you're a weekend warrior, like a few of us are. Also Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards. Brilliant insight by the Doc. Some of our most viewed social media clips. Doc talking about the Lions this season. He can do it for you as well. You see the phone number on the screen. You can scan the QR code on the screen as well. If you have that nagging pain, if you want to go about your day, you want to go about your weekends and play your sports and everything like that, Dr. Pierce, man, being serious. He helped save Darren McCarty's career. Like, what else can you say other than that? His visit's always powered by the Michigan Sports and Spine Center and MRI of Southfield. It is Dr. Pierce. All right, final segment, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Chase, Spencer Raxter here with you. Sean, are you in Friday again?
I am.
Nickel Package Friday, Bourbon Friday. I'm already looking forward to it.
No.
I don't want to wish time away.
Listen, after today, I could use a few bourbons. Jeez.
Well, I think we're down to rye whiskey, by the way.
Oh, okay. Now I feel even better.
Don't twist his arm.
Finished in port wine casks.
Oh, I feel even better.
Yeah, there it is. Stick, you're in the building.
Hey, speaking of whiskey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good old fashioned. You make a rock solid old fashioned. Hey, share your secret that you shared during the Hate Watch party yesterday. Why are your old fashions good?
Well, see, a lot of people don't know this, but if you just follow the fucking recipe, it comes out really good. You don't have to put rosebuds in there. You don't have to smoke the thing. You don't have to put candy corn or whatever the hell you want to make it into. It doesn't have to be seasonal.
No.
It's bitters. It's the simple syrup. It's whiskey. It's an ice cube. It's a Luxardo cherry. And it's a little bit of orange. That's it. Everything else, you're an idiot if you try to,
but still,
it's like,
you don't want a hint of lavender?
Oh yes, this is my fall lavender, like spring old fashioned. Like when I go to places and I want to have an old fashioned and I can only get the walnut old fashioned, like I don't want it. So yeah,
Amen.
Yeah, no, but it's really simple. You follow directions, things turn out well. Anybody can do the old fashioned I make. It's a shot of whiskey, it's half a shot of simple syrup, 2 dashes of bitters, a Luxardo, Orange, call it a day.
You know what's sad? I enjoy an old fashioned. I really enjoy your old fashions. I'm not going through that. I'm not. Like, that's where I get off the high.
Nope.
My wife gets mad at me because she prefers grated, and we've had this discussion before. She prefers the block of Parm cheese grated. Who doesn't, right? Because it's better. But I'm not going through that. I'm not. I'll just skip it. If we don't,
Come on. How long did it take me to pour them yesterday? 3 seconds?
sorry,
long.
Stick.
Those things were flying yesterday, too.
what-
By the end, I left after having 6 yesterday. I was like, good God.
Sean, you missed out.
I was
That's a
drinking my
wonderful
feeling.
thing.
Like, you could see my cheeks getting progressively redder the more drunk and pissed I got watching that game yesterday.
Here we go. Here we go. Andrew Schmidt in the chat. Bacon in an old fashioned
Yeah,
is
go to hell. Go to hell. I mean, bacon makes everything better, but it's not part of an old fashioned.
Yeah,
not.
it can't be called an old fashioned if it's not
But-
old fashioned.
But you don't put a cinnamon stick in it in the fall.
Right. Like, you don't put egg white in it to add creaminess. Like, shut up!
Gross.
You and your leather apron and your handlebar mustache, stay away from my old fashioned.
And I don't need my drink to taste like leather. Well, there's a hint of leather. I don't want to drink leather. The hell's wrong with you?
No, old fashions are delicious though. When they're made right, it's just the perfect drink. They're so smooth. They're so smooth.
I'm
Next
not
thing
gonna
you know,
argue with
Those
you're
are
60.
year round too.
Oh yeah.
Year round. You can have them in the summer.
Yeah.
Because I will say this.
Yeah, because you put lemon in it in the summer.
I hate you, Spencer.
Spencer Raxter, you be careful over there.
I don't
Oh,
drink
this
old
one has a
fashions.
little dryer sheet in it to make you feel floral. Like, what are we doing?
Because I will say this.
We strained it with a dryer sheet, so it smells like summer.
Because I'm like straight bourbon guy. Like just a tiny ice cube to open it up a little bit, I guess. That's the extent of my extraness,
But that's
I guess.
the other thing. People go a little too heavy-handed on the simple syrup, and now all of a sudden I'm drinking bourbon candy. I don't want that either. Like, I
Right.
want the bite, but I want the smoothness.
Do you know what's funny about that though? Like when you hear Stick talk about that, I think we all have that guy or group of guys. They get really mad. It's really strange. It's better than that garbage you drink. Okay. Like seriously, cool. If you want your flight where one tastes like lilac, the other tastes like lavender, and the other tastes like leather,
Then go do it.
Go do it.
Right.
Like I don't. Why are you mad at me because I don't want lilac?
It's called an old-fashioned, and I'm old-fashioned. Like, I want it how it was made. Like,
And he doesn't shave either. So
the
screw
reason
you.
it took off is because of the recipe. Like, it would have never taken off if it was a clothes dryer old-fashioned to begin with.
Wheezy D313, mixologists are just arrogant. Sometimes they are.
Oh, no doubt. in my
They're
mind.
mad scientists. That's what they are. And somebody needs to tell them when to stop. Like they're the people from Jurassic Park that just kept making weirder dinosaurs. Like the original dinosaur was just fine.
Mike O, the big clear cube is underrated. No, Mike O, I'll have that with bourbon.
100%.
If I order an old fashioned and it doesn't come with a big ice cube, I know it's going to be a shitty old fashioned.
There are tells.
There are tells. And the maraschino cherry. If it comes with a maraschino cherry, you know they don't know what they're doing.
Maraschino cherries suck.
Yeah, they're awful. They don't belong in old fashioned.
They don't belong in
Luxardo, period. Get out of here.
July, though, I guess I'm going to spit in the face of what you just said. July, though, is
Cherry Festival?
it's my old-fashioned time because, like, even at night, you know those nights where it can still be, like, 83 at 10 o'clock? You know those nights?
Oh, yes,
I
I do.
love them, too.
I forgot about those nights.
It's a little aggressive for bourbon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll have an old-fashioned.
Tequila, always.
That's aggressive.
It's a good drink. It's a solid drink.
It's a damn solid drink.
Yep.
Rock
And those
solid.
nights mean we're closer to football season. See, everything comes full circle.
It's almost August.
Right?
It's almost August, Sean.
Let's
We're
go.
almost
I'm
there.
ready. We can do this. We can make it, guys. Together, we can make it.
Absolutely. Grommet, I like my drinks in a coconut with an umbrella in it.
Hey.
When I'm on vacation, it's rum for me. Like when I'm on an island, I'm drinking rum.
I do the pina colada. I'm not gonna lie to
I'll
you.
do the Miami Vice. I'll do the pina colada. I'll do the shots. I'll do whatever on vacation.
Couldn't agree. I love going down to the Keys. I will drink rum continuously. Seriously, continuously. I mean, there was a time when we weren't allowed to talk like that. I don't want no drink with an umbrella. Man, I just got back from gym. They taste great. I'm chilling out on the Gulf of Mexico. Oh, Gulf of America. I'm chilling out on the Gulf of America.
Just all right. It's time to go, everybody.
No,
all
but
right.
no,
Hey, great show.
Take it. Give me my fruity drink. I don't have a problem with it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and when I'm in Germany, I drink beer. You know why? Because that's what they do in Germany. Like that's
Million
They
percent.
do other things in Germany too.
You got it. What do they do there?
So that'll do it for today.
And now we dance.
Yeah. For Sean Valesian, for Chase, for Stick, because he's here. And
Yeah,
his old fashioned.
for Jared Goff.
For Jared Goff and for Spencer Rector. I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy. Well, see you later.
Bye.